यन्माया वशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावता वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरम् रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्। श्रीराम जय जय राम ओम श्रीराम 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 जय राम ओम जय राम ओम जय राम ओम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। We had seen the portion where Shurpanakha goes to Ravana, instigates him that you have to go and do something about Bhagavan Rama. So Ravana goes to Maricha and first bows down to him, shows lot of respect, but then when Maricha starts giving good advice, Ravana gets very angry. Maricha says, person who has a weapon in hand, you should not get into argument with such a person. And few other people also, he said, don't get into any argument with them. If at all I have to die, I might as well die at the hands of the Lord. Why die at the hands of Ravana? I might as well die at Bhagwan's hand. And Maricha was a great devotee of the Lord. In his mind, he is having lot of joy that today I am going to die at the hands of the Lord. And my Ishtarupa of Bhagavan, that Bhagavan who sent me to this place with a pointless arrow, that same Rupa I will hold in my mind and give up this body. We also saw in between this whole episode, Bhagavan calls Sita Ji and he tells her, you have to do another Leela now. In your current form as Jagadamba, Ravana cannot come close to you. So you have to keep your original form in fire and keep Maya Sita available for all Leelas. Without this particular Leela of Bhagavan, nothing that is going to come here onwards would have made sense. Meaning what? Sita Ji would have never taken her mind away from the Lord. If at all her mind is going away, it is only Maya Sita, not real Sita. So with this much background, let us see after 26th Doha. Ravana and Maricha, they are coming to Panchavati, where Bhagavan is staying. Online, you are able to hear me well, right?
Okay. Yes, Soham Ji, but seems like your musician mode is off. We are unable to hear the harmonium.
Good catch. Is it on now?
Yes. Thank you. Hari Om.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama तेहि बन निकट दसानन गयऊ तब मारीच कपट मृग भयऊ अति विचित्र कछु बरनि न जाई, कनक देह मणि रचित बनाई। सीता परम रुचिर मृग देखा, अंग अंग सुमनोहर वेशा। सुनहु देव रघुबीर कृपाला, एहि मृग कर अति सुंदर छाला। सत्यसंध प्रभु बधि करि एहि, आनहु चरम कहति वैदेही। तब रघुपति जानत सब कारण, उठे हर्षि सुर काजु सवारन। मृग बिलोकी कटि परिकर बाधा, करतल चाप रुचिर सर साधा। प्रभु लक्ष्मण ही कहा समुझाई, फिरत विपिन निशिचर बहु भाई। सीता केरि करहु रखवारी, बुद्धि विवेक बल समय विचारी। प्रभु ही बिलोकी चला मृग भाजी, धाये राम सरासन साजी। निगम नीति शिव ध्यान न पावा, माया मृग पाछे सो धावा। कबहु निकट पुनि दूरी पराई, कबहु क प्रगटई कबहु छपाई। प्रगटत दुरत करत छल भूरी, एहि विधि प्रभु ही गयौ लै दूरी। तब थकी राम कठिन सर मारा, धरनी परेउ करि घोर पुकारा। लक्ष्मण कर प्रथम ही लै नामा, पाछे सुमिर सि मन महु रामा। प्राण तजत प्रगटिसि निज देहा, सुमिर सि राम समेत सनेहा। अंतर प्रेमता सुपहिचाना, मुनि दुर्लभ गति दीन्हि सुजाना। श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा। विपुल सुमन सुर बरषहि, गावहि प्रभु गुण गाथ। निज पद दीन सुर कह, दीन बंधु रघुनाथ। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Ravana along with Maricha has come to Panchavati. Tehi bana nikata dasanana gayahu. What happened when they went there? Quickly Maricha became the Kapatamruga. Taba Maricha Kapatamruga Bhayahu. Means a deceitful deer which symbolizes sense objects. It looks in one way, but that is not how it is. That is Maricha over here. Whenever our mind goes towards it, the one who attacked is Dasanana, the 10-headed monster in the form of 10 sense organs. So look at the careful choice of words. Goswamiji says Kapatamruga. Then later on he says he was a golden deer. Kapatamruga doesn't mean golden deer. Kapatamruga means one who looks in some way but is not the way that he looks. Ati vichitra kachu barani na jai. And it was very strange the way that deer was. Goswamiji says, I cannot describe how it was. Kanaka deha mani rachita banai. It was golden in color, shining like gold, and it was decorated with gems. In between there were jewels and gems on that deer. Now 14 years, Sita Ji did not ask anything from the Lord. That was her promise. I am coming to the forest because my contentment comes by looking at you. The first time she asked something. Sita Parama Ruchira Mruga Dekha. Sita Ji saw that beautiful golden deer decked with jewels. Anga Anga Sumanohara Besha. Every limb, every part of that deer was beautiful. The eyes, the body, the way it walked. Ordinary deer also look so beautiful. In our ashram they come. What to talk about golden deer? Surahu Deva Raghubira Krupala. She is telling Bhagwan, you are the most compassionate one. Ehi Murga Kara Ati Sundara Chala. Please go and get me this deer. If possible, bring it alive. If not, then the skin is also very beautiful. We will use that skin. So please get me that deer. Satya Sanda Prabhu Badi Kari Ehi. At any cost, I want this deer. Anahu Charma Kahati Baidehi. Either bring the deer alive or bring the skin of this deer. Either way, I want this deer. Now, many commentators, they have analyzed this verse. They say, why did this one desire for deer bring so much sorrow to Sita Ji? It is said, there is no harm in asking from the Lord. But there is a difference in saying, Bhagwan, I want this and this alone. Or saying, Bhagwan, may this be given by you. First one, there is insistence. That at any cost, I want this. In second one, he is putting forth that desire, but saying, Bhagwan, if you think this is appropriate, please give it to me. So the way in which we ask things also decide whether they will bring joy or sorrow. That is one meaning which is given. So here if you see the two lines, Sita Ji is not requesting it. She is demanding it. But don't forget the previous Leela. Unless this is Maya Sita, such a statement will not come from Sita Ji. So Bhagwan had to make sure that her main power is hidden. Then only she can make such a statement. Now another way to look at this is, in our life, who is our sadhya? Sadhya means goal. A goal is Bhagwan only. Goal is Bhagwan alone, not anything else. Or put it another way, Bhagwan alone should be our goal. After having analyzed life in several ways, maturity is when we come to this conclusion. World is only my means, world is not my goal. Whenever that happens, we have started walking on the spiritual path. That is our first step. Upanishad says, Pariksha Lokan Karmachitan Brahmana. Pariksha Lokan means what? I have to do sufficient analysis and get this firm conviction that nothing of this world can be my goal of life. Then what is the world for? World is there such that I can prepare my mind to attain God. We should not criticize the world, because world is the scrubbing machine for my mind such that I can cleanse it, prepare it to attain the Lord. If there is no world, there is no way to strengthen the mind. So the goal is called as sadhya. The means are called as sadhana. Not sadhana. Sadhana means spiritual practice. Sadhana means means. If I'm driving in a car from here to LA, let us say. So LA is my sadhya and the car is my sadhana, it's my means. Now in the same way, in our life, Bhagwan is sadhya and objects of the world are sadhana. So who should go after whom? Sadhana should go after sadhya or sadhya should go after sadhana? Sadhana should go after sadhya. Means objects I should use in such a way so that I attain the Lord. What is happening here? Our sadhya, Bhagwan Rama, is being sent after sadhana. So Sita Ji says, please go and get me some object. He says, when that vritti takes root, and it takes root in this way that I want this and this alone, he said that becomes the first seed of sorrow. From this point onwards, until Sita Ji meets Bhagwan again, it is only dukkham. Different types of sorrow. But we have to observe where it is all coming from. For Sita Ji, it is a leela. But for us, these are life lessons. If we want something, we should ask from the Lord. But how do we ask? Not I want this and this alone. My request I can put forth. I say, Bhagwan, whatever you feel is right, may that be done, not my insistence. Tava Raghupati janata saba karana. Bhagwan understood all this. He saw into the future, what is coming up. And Bhagwan got up. Goswamiji doesn't say Bhagwan got up to get the deer. You see what he says? Ute harashi sura kaju saravana. Bhagwan got up to accomplish the work of all devatas. Means he understood this one deer is going to cause the destruction of all asuras who are there. Now the Leela has started. Mruga biloki kati parikara bandha. He is tying the cloth to his waist. Karatala chapa ruchira sarasandha. In his hand he is holding the bow and there is a quiver on his back. Goswamiji is describing this because in entire stay in Ashok Vatika in Lanka, the Upasya Rupa, the form on which Sita Ji meditated was this form. That form of Bhagwan where he left to get that deer. For her it was a symbol of Bhagwan's love for the devotee. Sita Ji wanted something, Bhagwan said, I will fulfill it. So that form in which he left, that was the last time she saw him. So Goswamiji says, in that way she kept Bhagwan in her heart. Then he called Lakshman Ji. Prabhu Lachimani hi kaha samujhai. Phirata bipina nisichara bahu bhai. Oh brother, in this forest there are many Rakshasas who are roaming around. Since we have killed Khara, Dushana, Trishira, we have become their top enemies. So be very careful. I'm going to get that deer. Sita Keri Karehu Rakhavari. Please take care of Sita Ji, protect her. Buddhi Viveka Bala Samaya Bichari. See how precise advice is giving. Your ability to take care of Sita Ji will not only be your physical strength. You have lot of bala, but use your buddhi also. Use your intellect and use viveka. Use discernment. Don't become hurt by words. This is what he means over here. But Lakshman Ji did not get it completely. Buddhi Viveka Bala Samaya Bichari. Samaya Bichari means at the right time, According to the time and situation, apply your viveka and then act. If she says something, don't get hurt by it. Bhagwan did not explicitly say, and that is where all problems started. Well, Bhagwan did not want to say it also. If he had said it, story would not go further. Prabhu hi biloki chala mruga bhaji. The Kapata Mruga saw Bhagwan and started running in one direction. Dhaye Ramu Sarasana Saji. Bhagwan ran after the deer. Goswamiji says, look at the irony. Nigama neti seva dhyana na pava. That consciousness which Upanishads reveal as neti neti, which cannot be seen by eyes, cannot be known by the mind. And Siva Dhyanana Pava, Lord Shiva also cannot hold this consciousness in his meditation. Means that consciousness on which Bhagwan Shiva also strives to meditate upon. Maya Murga Pache Sodhava. That same absolute truth is running after Maya Mruga. This was Ravana's test also. According to Ravana, if he is Ishvara, he is Sarvajna. Sarvajna means what? All-knowing. So should he know who this deer is or not? Of course he should know. The very fact he started running after the deer, he says he's just an ordinary person. If he is Lord of the universe, couldn't he recognize Maricha in that deer? Why is he running after it? So Goswamiji in this line says, this is where Jiva makes a mistake. Where he fails to appreciate the Leela of the Lord. That same absolute truth which is ruling over this creation has chosen to become one form as Avatara. And in that Avatara, Bhagwan does different Leelas, just like an ordinary person. So we should not have this doubt. Is it the same consciousness which is become Bhagwan Rama and is running after the deer? Or is it somebody else? Goswamiji says, don't have that doubt. It is the same consciousness. Nigama neti seva dhyanana pava. That same truth, Nirguna Brahma, has become Saguna. As Saguna, he is doing this unique, sweet Leela. Kabahu nikata puni duri paraye. Sometimes that deer appears very close and suddenly it goes far. This is what Maya does. Sometimes the truth appears very close and suddenly we feel it's very far. Kabahu pragataye, kabahu chipaye. Sometimes it appears, sometimes it disappears. Like that, this Maya Mruga, Maricha in the form of Maya Mruga, kept running. Pragatata durata karata chala bhuri. He started doing lot of Maya, lot of deceit and chala. Ihi bidhi prabhuhi gayau le duri. The main goal was to take Bhagwan far. What was Maricha's goal? The sweat should come on the Lord's head. Because my Ishtarupa is that Bhagwan who is sweating and is tired from running, has a bow in his hand, quiver. In that forest, I have to look at him and drop this body. So he made Bhagwan run a lot. Tabataki Rama kathina saramara. Bhagwan said, how much I will run? I could have sent this arrow there only, but now I think it is enough. So he sends that final arrow. Dharani pareu kari ghora pukara. He fell on the ground and screamed loudly. What did he scream? Not in pain. He said, O Lakshmana, please save me. Lachimana kara pratamahi lay nama. He shouted Lakshmanji's name, but in his mind he remembered Bhagwan Rama. Pache sumiresi manu mahu Rama. Very difficult. You say one name but remember somebody else. Now, if you tell this story in Balvihar, you know how it goes, right? Further. Sita Ji hears, she gets confused that how did that when Bhagwan is in trouble, she sends Lakshman Ji there. Their question will be, why couldn't Bhagwan Rama shout and say that, oh Sita, it is not me, it is Maricha who has just fallen. I am okay. Maricha shouted in Bhagwan Rama's voice. So even if Bhagwan Rama were to shout back, Sita Ji would still be confused. Who is Rama and who is Maricha? Oh, okay. Story can continue. Prana tajat pragatesi niji deha. When he dropped his body, he got back to his original rupa as a Rakshasa. He said, what to hide from Bhagwan? I have meditated upon him. I wanted to die with his hands. Now what is there to hide? He came back to his original form, Rakshasa Rupa. Sumere se Ramu sameta saneha. Along with remembrance of the Lord, he had a lot of love for him in his heart. What did Bhagwan do? Antara prema tasu pahichana. Bhagwan's unique ability is he recognizes devotees' love within his heart. The love that a devotee has inside his heart, whether he expresses it outside or not doesn't matter. But to recognize that is the beauty of Antaryami Bhagwan. Because he is the one who is blessing every thought. If that thought is of pure love, even if that thought is in a Rakshasa Sharira, Bhagwan says that thought is more dear to me. What does he do? Muni durlabha gati deen hi sujana. And he gives Maricha that loka, that state which is difficult even for Rishi Munis. Bipula sumana sura barashahi gavahi prabhu guna gatha. All devatas are showering flowers. Nijapada deenha asura kahu deena bandhu raghunatha. Look at the compassion of the Lord. Even an asura was given shelter at Bhagwan's feet, and he gave him the same destination that even a devotee would have gained. So what is our sharira doesn't matter. What is our past also doesn't matter. Bhagwan says, what is the state of your mind now? In 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we discussed Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. 2 paths are given. And Shankaracharya clarifies there, it is not referring to only external time. 6 months Uttarayana, 6 months Dakshinayana. What it means is, literal translation is the path of light and the smoky path. Uttarayana is called as the path of light. Dakshinayana is called as smoky path. What it means is, what is the state of mind of the devotee when he drops his body? If it is filled with light of devotion, if it is filled with thought of the Lord, he doesn't even have to worry about anything else. Outside it might be Dakshinayana, it might be any time. He says, whoever drops the body, thinking of the Lord, attains the Lord. So best example for that is Maricha. What was the loka that he got? Brahma loka. And which sharira was he in? Rakshasa sharira. Sent by whom? Ravana. So Goswamiji in other places says, even a Rakshasa is able to get moksha by thinking of the Lord with devotion, and Ravana got it by thinking of Bhagwan with hatred. Why should we doubt that if we think of the Lord with love, that our destination will not be good. Means it has to be good. One has to just start worshipping in that way. Now Bhagwan finished his job. Ravana is on his mission. खलबदि तुरत फिरे रघुबीरा, सोह चाप कर कटी तुनीरा। आरत गिरा सुनी जब सीता, कह लक्ष्मण सन परमस भीता। जाहु बेगी संकट अति भ्राता, लक्ष्मण बिहसि कहा सुनु माता। भ्रुकुटि बिलास सृष्टि लय होई, सपने हु संकट परई की सोई। मरम बचन सीता जब बोला, हरि प्रेरित लक्ष्मण मन डोला। बन दिसि देव सौंपी सब काहू, चले जहाँ रावण ससि राहु। सून बीच दस कंधर देखा, आवा निकट जति के बेशा। जाके डर सुर असुर डेराही, निसिन नींद दिन अन्न न खाही। सोदस शीस स्वान की नाई, इत उत चितई चला भड़िहाई। इमि कुपंथ पग देत खगेसा, रहन तेज तन बुद्धि बल लेसा। नाना विधि करि कथा सुहाई, राजनीति भय प्रीति देखाई। कह सीता सुनु जति गोसाई, बोले हु बचन दुष्ट की नाई। तब रावण निज रूप देखावा, भई सभय जब नाम सुनावा। कह सीता धरि धीर जुगाढ़ा, आई गयउ प्रभु रहु खल ठाढ़ा। जिमि हरि बुदहि क्षुद्र सस चाहा, भयसि काल बस निसि चरनाह। सुनत बचन दस शीस रिसाना, मन महु चरण बंदी सुख माना। क्रोधवंत तब रावण, लीन्ह सिरथ बैठाई। चला गगन फत आतुर, भय रथ हाकि न जाई। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Bhagwan quickly turned back, having killed Maricha. Khalabadi turata phire raghubira, soha chapakara kati tunira. Even at that state, when he is coming back, Bhagwan is looking so adorable with his bow and arrow. Arata gira suni jaba Sita. Sita Ji, when she heard the cry of Maricha in the voice of Bhagwan Rama, Kaha Lachimana sana paramasabhita. She didn't recognize that this was Maricha's cry. This mistake would not have happened if it was real Sita. Because Maya is her expression. So you cannot do anything that Sita Ji doesn't know. But here Sita Ji did not recognize it. Kaha Lachimana sana paramapsabhita. With lot of fear and anxiety, she is calling Lakshman Ji and telling, Jahu begi sankata ati bhrata. Go quickly, your brother is in difficulty. Lachimana bihasi kaha sunu mata. Lakshmanji did not recognize what is going on in her mind. And he laughed. And he said, O mother, listen. Bhrukuti bilasa srushti laya hoi. The one by the movement of whose eyebrow srushti pralaya happens. If he decides to do pralaya right now and just moves his eyebrow, pralaya will happen. Sapanehu sankata parai ki soi. Can such a Lord have difficulty any time? Sita Ji was in a different state of mind. She was having fear, she was having anger, she was having concern for the Lord. And she did not take Lakshman Ji's laughter in a good way. Marama bachana jab Sita bola. Sita Ji said some harsh words. Whenever anybody says anything harsh, Goswami Ji chooses not to say it. Even when Lakshman Ji says something harsh to Dashrath Maharaj, when Sumantra comes, Goswami Ji did not mention what he said. So here also, Goswami Ji says, Sita Ji said some harsh words. Hari prerita lachimana mana dola. Willed by the Lord, Lakshman Ji's mind got shaken. You know, when Bhagwan Rama had called Sita Ji to tell her that you have to go back into your fire aspect, unmanifest yourself in fire aspect, Maya Sita should remain. And these are the dialogues you have to say, so that my Leela is continuing to happen without any obstruction. The most difficult dialogue was this one. The dialogue that Sita Ji has to tell to Lakshman Ji. Because without her saying such a thing, Lakshman Ji would never have left her. Because his commitment to Bhagwan is such, Bhagwan is told, take care of Sita Ji, he will not go anywhere else. And in his dream also he doesn't think, Bhagwan will need my help. But Valmiki Ramayana, it elaborates. What did Sita Ji say? She says, you have teamed up with Bharat Ji. You are his messenger and you want to put the Lord in trouble so that you can become the king and you can take me away, you can get married to me. And she says, if you don't go, I will give up this body. And when Lakshman Ji hears this, he is unable to first decide what to do. But he is unable to bear Sita Ji's words. So then he ends up going. But this particular line which is there, Marama bachana Sita jab Sita bola. Many commentators, they point out, grammatically speaking, it should have been boli, because Sita is feminine. Marama bachana jab Sita boli, hari prerita lachimana mana doli. So they try to correct it and they say it should be boli and doli. But some commentators, they say there is a reason why Goswamiji has written this phrase. Sita bola and mana dola. One reason which is given is the prompter for Sita Ji to say this was Lord Hari. That's why the next part is Hari Prerita. So although the instrument was Sita Ji who was saying it, but the one who was saying it through her was the Lord. So bola is correct. You don't have to change it to feminine form. It was the Lord's will that Sita Ji should say such a thing. Means even in dream, Sita Ji would never have said to Lakshman Ji all these things and saying that you are an enemy in disguise. And what did Sumitra Ji tell Lakshman Ji when he said, I want to go to the forest? Sumitra ji said, remember, you are not doing anything great. Your purpose of life is to serve Lord Rama and Sita Ji. And if you have gained mother and father like Sita Ji and Bhagwan Rama, you don't have to worry about anything in the forest. And that was the bhavana that Lakshman ji had towards Sita Ji. Now, from her to hear such a statement was something that was needed for the divine play. That is why each and every word has a reason. So, Bola is because it is not Sita Ji saying it actually. Bhagwan Hari's prerana through Sita Ji made her say these words. Banadisi Deva Sompi Saba Kahu, keeping Sita Ji in the protection of Vana Devata and all other Devatas, Chale Jahan Ravana Sasi Rahu. Lakshman ji started going towards Bhagwan Rama, who was like the Rahu for the moon in the form of Ravana. Suna Bicha Dasa Kandhara Deka. Ravana saw that this place is deserted right now. This is the right opportunity. Ava Nikata Jati Ke Besha. He came to the ashram, place where Sita Ji was there, in the form of an ascetic. Jake Dara Sura Asura Derahi. You know the story of Ramacharitmanas, different speakers and listeners are there. Lord Shiva is telling to Parvati Ji. Kakabhushundi Ji is telling to Garud Ji. So Garud Ji says, I have one question. The Ravana that I have heard of is of this kind. Who is he? Jake Darasura Asura Dirahi. The one in whose fear even Devatas and Asuras are frightened. Nisina Ninda Dina Annana Kahi. And they are so frightened that they cannot sleep well at night. They say, what if Ravana comes right now? And while eating, if somebody tells them Ravana has come, they leave it halfway and go. So they can't eat well during the day, neither can they sleep well at night. So dasa sisa, swana ki nai, ita uta chitai chala bhadi hahi. A dog, if it has to go and eat from some food when nobody is watching, it is very afraid to go and eat directly. It looks here and there. I hope somebody is not coming with a stick. How that dog goes to eat leftover food? He says like that, Ravana was going towards Sita Ji. So Garudji says, how come this is the case? Because Ravana is such a powerful person. All Devatas are standing hands folded in front of him. At night they cannot sleep. During the day they cannot eat properly. Kakabhundi ji says, this is not the story only of Ravana. In Sanatan Dharma, in our culture, whoever walks the path of adharma, unrighteousness, this is the situation of everybody. That next line is very popular. Imi kupanta paga deta khagesa. O khagesa, khagesa means Garudji. Kupantha, one who is walking on the path of untruth, walking on the path of deceit. What happens to that person? Rahana teja tana buddhi bala lesa. The glow on his face goes away and the buddhi, the brilliance in his intellect doesn't remain even a little bit. Buddhi bala lesa. And strength also goes away in time. Means what is it teaching here? This is not the case only of Ravana. Any person who is going to do something wrong, outside he might show to be very strong, but inside he would have lost all his teja, he would have lost his intellect and his strength. In Mundaka Upanishad, we are seeing the mantra right now, Satyameva Jayate Nandrutam, our national motto of the country. And Shankaracharya writes, in the world it is very clear, the one who is following truth always is victorious. And he defeats the one who is walking on the path of untruth. When we hear this statement, what comes to our mind? This might be true in Shankaracharya's time. In today's world, one has to hold on to untruth to be victorious. Truth doesn't have a lot of progress. This is erroneous conviction. What Shankaracharya means there is, in the long run, the one who is victorious is a truthful person. He also mentions there, Satyameva Jayate, truth doesn't have hands and legs. Satyameva Jayate means Satyavan Eva Jayate. The one who is holding on to truth, that person is victorious. And Na Andrutam is also said. Na Andrutam means what? Untruth doesn't win. What is the meaning of untruth? Andruta Vadi na Jayate. The one who speaks untruth in the long run is never victorious. So one sign of purity of mind is even the slightest untruth disturbs that sadhaka. Casual untruth disturbs that sadhaka. He has sleepless nights. He says that quality will eventually lead him to absolute truth. Because uncomfort or discomfort with untruth will help him hold on to transactional truth. And the path he has built for himself by holding on to transactional truth would eventually lead him to absolute truth. Tomorrow's mantra will be this one, Devayanaha. Devayanaha Vitataha. Vitataha means it is spread out. So that is this one. Now what did Ravana do? Nana Bidi Kari Katha Suhai. He started telling different stories to Sita Ji. He made up, cooked up stories and told. Kari Katha, he said. Kari Katha means he was cooking up stories and telling. But in that story, what was hidden? See, he was externally in the vesha of a sannyasi. What he was speaking was not like a sannyasi. Sita Ji points that out. What was he speaking? Rajaniti, politics. How Bhagwan Rama is not a good king. How Dashrath Maharaj is not a good king. Everything related to politics. Trying to convince her that you will not be happy staying with Bhagwan Rama. And Bhaya, showing her fear. That what he has brought you in this forest, so many animals are there, so many Rakshasas are there. And along with that, Preeti is also there. He is saying that she should come with him. Kaha Sita Suni Jati Gosai. Sita Ji heard Ravana's words, but she respectfully calls him Yati. And she tells him, Bolehu Bachana Dushtaki Nai. That you are looking like a Yati, but what you are speaking are the words of a Dushta. From a Yati, this doesn't give Shobha. Maya Sita is also telling this. Taba Ravana Nija Rupa Dekhava. When she started giving advice, Ravana showed his true colors, came in his original form. Bhayi Sabhaya Jaba Nama Sunava. Now Sita Ji got really afraid because until now she did not understand that this was Ravana. She was also treating him with lot of respect, but she was unhappy with the way he was speaking. Because she has met several yatis until now. Right from different Rishi Munis who have come, everybody sang stutis, everybody sang so many good things about Bhagavan. She said, this is the first yati I am meeting who is talking Rajaniti, Bhaya, and Preeti. Kaha Sita dhari dhiraju gadha. Sita Ji held herself, got her courage back, and she said, Ai gayo, Prabhu Rahu khala thada. Just wait here, Bhagwan is almost coming. Means if you are so strong, fight with my Bhagwan. You are saying great things, but wait until Bhagwan comes. You wanting me to come with you, she gives a metaphor. Jimi hari baduhi, chudra sasa chaha. If a rabbit wants a lioness to be his wife, it is like that you are wanting me to come with you. Bhayesi kala basa nisichara naha. And because of this desire, you are inviting your kala. You are inviting your death. Sunata bachana dasasti sarisana. Ravana was very angry listening to these words of Sita Ji. Next chaupai is not easy to interpret. Mana mahu charana bandi sukha mana. And in his mind, he bowed down to Sita Ji. And he was happy bowing down to Sita Ji. See, Goswami Tulsidas Ji will introduce such lines. The whole prasanga was Ravana coming with this and everything. And now suddenly he is feeling like bowing down to Sita Ji. So again, all Mahatmas, they come to our rescue. How to understand this? One chaupai. One meaning we already saw. Ravana's devotion is like lightning. Suddenly it comes and suddenly it goes away. A lamp is much better than a lightning of that sort. Means steady devotion is much better than sudden burst of devotion and again worldliness, wickedness right after that. So even for when Shurpanaka comes and tells him that Bhagwan did all these things to me, what does he say? If somebody has killed Kharadushana, it means Ishvara has taken avatar. Because both of them are equally powerful as me. And if at all he is Ishvara, I might as well die at his hands. Now we should not suddenly start feeling he has become a great devotee. So those are lightnings. It comes and right next statement is, I want to take Sita Ji with me. So a wicked person, how he will show his love also you don't know. Suddenly it is like this, suddenly he will show something else. That is one way this chaupai is interpreted, that wherever you see devotion of Ravana, have a consistent way of interpreting it. Those devotion or that devotion that he shows is just like a lightning. You can't do much with that. See, one of the thing to notice, Devatas do tapasya, Asuras also do tapasya. Sometimes Asuras do more tapasya. But what makes them Asuras? Merely doing tapasya doesn't make a person Devata or Asura. What makes them Devata or Asura is, what did they ask? Ravana did so much tapasya, what was his final ask? I should not die by a human being. Means this body which is mortal, he wants to make it immortal. This thought is called as Asuri thought. Same with Hiranyakashipu. So much tapasya. But what was the final thing? I should not die inside the house or outside the house, during the day or during the night. Nor I should die in the air, nor on the land, nor by any weapon. Means all this clause, what is the bottom line? I am in love with this body. And through that body, I should show a lot of power. So I am in love with that power. That body identification and fascination for power, that thought is called as asuri vritti. So here when we say Ravana also did tapasya, he say he did tapasya, but then what did he ask? So whenever he has these emotions, when we see Chaupai is like Ravana also bowed down to Sita Ji. So there one way to interpret it is just coming and going, occasional. Then there are some other interpretations. Don't mix up all interpretations, keep them separate. Essentially, there have been different people who became Ravanas. We saw it in Balakanda, different reasons why Bhagavan's avatara took place. In one cycle of creation, it was Jaya Vijaya. Another cycle, it was Shivaganas. Another cycle, it was Pratapabhanu. So there were several people who have become Ravanas. So based on their inherent samskara. So if this is a Ravana who was Jaya before, so he recognizes Lakshmi Devi. So in his mind, he is bowing down to that form of Devi. So some samskara will be there. Even though he is Ravana now, some devotional samskaras of the past remain. But the third interpretation I liked the most. Out of all the three, third one was something that I personally liked. He said Ravana bowed down to Sita Ji because of Sita Ji's presence. Until now, he had heard about Sita Ji, but when he actually heard her speak, the pativritya, the chastity that she had, just with the prabhava of her speech, Ravana feels like bowing down to her. So the credit of bowing down to Sita Ji belongs to Sita Ji. Mana mahu charana bandi sukha mana. Bowing down to her, he felt happy inside. Then suddenly he feels angry. Krodhavanta. Taba Ravana line se ratha baitai. He held Sita Ji and made her sit in the chariot. Chala gaganapata atura bhayarata hankina jai. And he was ready to take the chariot, go to Lanka, but he was so afraid inside. First, by the chastity of Sita Ji. If she wants, she can burn Ravana to ashes. So he is afraid that she should not burn me. And he knows Bhagavan's power also. He is afraid of the Lord. And inside he knows he has done something wrong. Such a chaste lady, to take her along against her wish is adharma, that also he knows. So horses are there, Pushpaka Vimana is there, everything is there, but he is unable to drive them. Then what does he do? Put it on autopilot. Let him go until next week. In between, he will see another prasanga with Jatayuji. अगणित गुणगण भूषण रामा आश्रित वत्सल जय जय रामा अयोध्यवासी सीता रामा आपद बांधव जय जय रामा दशरथ नंदन श्री रामा दशमुख मर्दन जय जय रामा कौसल्या सुखवर्धन रामा कामित फलदाय जय जय रामा पाप विमोचन श्री रामा पट्टाभिरामा जय जय रामा जानकी वल्लभ सीता रामा जय रघुरामा जय सीता रामा वानर सेवित श्री रामा वारिधि बंधन जय जय रामा हनुमत पूजित सीता रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा रघुपति राघव राजा रामा पतित पावना सीता रामा श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हरिओम।